Most NBA teams want to put together a big three because it's the easiest way to compete for a championship. Many NBA championship teams and dynasty teams were led by three top players who all played at the highest level. Each of the three players was a star on his own, but when they worked together, they took the league to a whole new level. Even if they look good on paper, not every trio will reach their full potential, like the time Kevin Durant joined forces with Kyrie Irving and James Harden, or when Kobe Bryant joined forces with Dwight Howard and Steve Nash. It showed how quickly things can go wrong.
No, you want to win. And it's really, it's hard, man. It's hard to be in that environment. You know, we're literally like at the bottom.
The big three teams that did very well together were the best case scenario.
Extremely means everything to me. I was such a huge Laker fan growing up. I mean, like a diehard Laker fan.
The following three-man teams will always be seen as some of the best in NBA history. Most famous three-person teams win the NBA championship.
Well, yeah, but he was freakishly more athletic and taller than I was.
And never been around, somebody worked as hard as he did. And I learned that from him. Yeah, I had the athleticism.
But that shouldn't be the only way to measure success. When Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden were all picked by the Oklahoma City Thunder to become stars, they made something special. Durant and Westbrook became stars for the team, and Harden was the best player off the bench in the league. Oklahoma City almost made it to the NBA Finals in 2012, but the Miami Heat beat them in the end.
Coming off a long road trip, big home win against a great team, and tonight we showed some grit. And I'm proud of our guys.
It's a little past.
The run ended when the team traded Harden, but when both players were healthy, they were a great team. When Kobe Bryant first joined the Los Angeles Lakers, he and Shaquille O'Neal made a great team, but they didn't have a third star. Kobe thought that the team was a little bit more well-balanced when he led them to 2 NBA championships. Pau Gasol became Bryant's favorite teammate when he joined as the perfect second star.
You know, I grew up a diehard Laker fan. What can I say? Mamba out.
Lamar Odom was a great sixth-man and all-around player who was good enough to be a third star. The fact that the Lakers went to 3 straight NBA Finals and won 2 rings will make sure that people remember them together.
I can't believe how fast 20 years went by. To be standing here at center court with you guys, my teammates behind me.
Horace Grant wasn't a great third star, but he did a great job for the Chicago Bulls in the early 1990s. Michael Jordan was at his best, and he could have won by himself. But when Scottie Pippen and Grant joined, they made the team a big three. All 3 players knew their parts and did a great job with them. Jordan and Pippen are almost perfect on their own, but Grant won 3 straight NBA titles by grabbing rebounds and defending the paint. The Golden State Warriors had a big three before they added Kevin Durant, who is one of the best players of all time. Many people in the league thought it was unfair for Durant to join a 73-win team, but they didn't stay together long enough to get a higher rank. Since they've never lost a playoff series at full strength, Durant, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson may be the most dominant trio.
Championship grit. I feel like he knows he can still play better.
The problem is that Durant only played with them for 3 seasons before he decided to switch teams. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, the core of the Detroit Pistons became a very strong team. Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars had one of the best backcourts in league history. People thought that Bill Laimbeer was the heart of the team that helped create the Bad Boys image. Some fans think Dennis Rodman is better than Laimbeer, but Pistons fans thought Laimbeer was better. With these 3 players leading the way, Detroit became known for being tough on the court. Back-to-back NBA championships were won by Thomas and Dumars, who shared the Finals MVP award during the playoffs. This trio beat Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan. In 2008, the Boston Celtics went from a forgettable second-tier team to the best team in the NBA in just 1 offseason. By trading for Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen to join Paul Pierce, Boston pulled off a heist. The Celtics dominated the regular season and won the NBA title in their first year. Boston's core team never won another championship, but Kobe Bryant and LeBron James always feared them the most in the playoffs. During the 1980s, the Eastern Conference was mostly won by another Boston Celtics team with a strong core that stayed together. Larry Bird and superstars Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish made up a great trio at the top of the roster. Boston has won 3 NBA titles and has always been seen as a team that could win it all. Bird set the stage for success, but McHale and Parrish were tough in the paint, which made other teams have to fight back. Many fans fans and experts say that the 2016 NBA Finals were the best in the league's history. LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love helped the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors after they were down 3-1.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs, and I think the most important part is that we all stayed together throughout.
This group of 3 players played together for 3 years. During that time, they all made it to the NBA Finals and did something that had never been done before. From that epic Game 7 win, people will always remember LeBron's block, Kyrie's game-winning 3, and Love's defense of Stephen Curry to keep the lead. If Irving hadn't left, they would have done even more, which is a shame. When Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played for the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1980s, they had a level of star power that no other team could match. Both players are still in the running to join Michael Jordan and LeBron James on the Mount Rushmore of NBA greats. Kareem and Magic had already won 2 rings when James Worthy joined them to make a big 3. With this core, the Lakers won 3 NBA championships and were the best NBA team of the decade. When the Miami Heat won the 2010 offseason, more teams tried to put together a big 3 to try to win. LeBron James and Chris Bosh both joined Dwayne Wade's Heat team, bringing with them a lot of hype and high expectations. The knock on Miami's 3 was that they said they'd win between 5 and 7 rings, but they only won 2. One thing that went well for the Heat was that they went to every NBA Finals together and became a big deal in the league. During the 4 years that LeBron was the best, everyone wanted them to lose. The second trio from the Golden State Warriors made the list because they have been together for a long time and have done well in general. Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green are already iconic Warriors players, and they will be for a long time to come. Before and after Kevin Durant joined the team, the 3 of them won an NBA title and went to 3 NBA Finals. This core has been the best in the Western Conference for almost a decade, while other teams have tried and failed to build contenders. Horace Grant and Dennis Rodman were the 3rd best players for Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen during each of their 2 three-peats with the Chicago Bulls. Rodman's time with the team from 1996 to 1998 was more impressive because his defense and toughness helped them win. Chicago started their three-peat with an epic 72-win season and dominated the playoffs each year to win the championship. Jordan was the best player in the league. Pippen was one of the best all-around players, and Rodman gave them that extra something that made them almost impossible to beat. The San Antonio Spurs saw their top 3 players do very well for more than a decade. Tim Duncan and David Robinson had already won an NBA title before Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili joined the team as late-round draft picks from other countries. Before, the Spurs were known for having 2 big men who dominated in the paint. Now they have a more open offense. Parker and Ginobili added a new dynamic that helped San Antonio's core team win 4 NBA titles over a 10-year period. The Spurs scouting team did a great job because a young Kawhi Leonard joined them for the last ring. Those were the best NBA trios to date.